Oh wait, no, that's not the right one. That's the right one. The new ecobee 5! Hey folks, welcome back to techgooch, and I'm here with a new thermostat. Well, this is, I guess, my full-blown review of it after having testing it for a while. So, you may have recognized the ecobee 4. This video I've done, it was probably about a year ago, or maybe a little more now, that I did the full ecobee 4 review, and I actually did the ecobee 3 before that. And ecobee was gracious enough to send me over their brand new Smart Thermostat with voice control. Now, that word kind of sounds a little bit interesting because that's essentially what the ecobee 4 is. It's a smart thermostat with voice control. But essentially what they did with the new one, this 5th generation model, is they evolved it. They made it better. They made it faster. They made it smarter in all sense. And they gave it more features. Right out of the gate, you can tell real quick, just by touching it, or just by when you plug it in for the very first time, if you've used to the older series, it is substantially faster. The smart processor that they have in this guy definitely boots up a lot faster, is more responsive to anything that you do for the touch. And that's another thing that you're going to notice real quick is it's going to feel different. This actually has a glass display versus the old plastic one that you saw on the old one. And you can feel that. It actually has a better feeling to it. It is, like when you have an older smartphone, if you remember those first generation ones that weren't really smart, they were like Windows Mobile, and they had the plastic garbage displays and everybody hated them. And the iPhone came out and it kind of revolutionized that if you put a glass screen on it, it's so much better. That's kind of what we're seeing here. It's a lot, it just feels better just to start, and of course it's more responsive to the touch. One of my favorite features that is on the new version that is not on the old version is not something that comes to mind maybe right off the bat, but both of these have full Amazon Alexa integration. And the big thing about them is this one was limited. You could use the voice assistant, but you really couldn't do all of Amazon's capability that they have on their Echo speakers. This one you now can. And that includes messaging, calling, dropping in from your mobile device into the actual speaker, and actually being able to communicate directly with your kids or whoever. That intercom capability is now built into the new ecobee. Along with that, we have better Wi-Fi, we have a much better speaker, and we're going to go through more of the features later in the video. We're going to actually, you know what, I think maybe the best way to start this is to communicate for those that are not maybe as familiar with how ecobee works and how it functions in your home and why it's different and how it does what it does. So let's start with that. So how it works is in your home, you have a centralized location where your thermostat is placed. Typically, it's in the middle of the home, as close as they can, not in a bedroom, but typically in a hallway. Usually where a lot of air is mixed, so it can actually have a generalized tone of what the temperature in your house is. But that temperature in your house is that location. So your thermostat, while it's set to, say, 70 degrees, if your thermostat is set to 70 degrees, it's keeping that spot where the thermostat is at 70 degrees. Now, if your home is specifically an older home, more so than newer homes, you probably have hot and cold spots in your home. Even newer homes have them, to be honest. But older homes more than anything else. So when you're sitting in your bedroom may not be at 70 degrees. Even though you told your house, I want to be at 70 degrees, that's where I'm comfortable at. Well, in your bedroom, maybe it's 65 degrees during the winter. It's colder. So you go out to the thermostat and you crank the temperature up so that you're more comfortable in your bedroom. Well, now there's other spots in your house that are way above 70 degrees. That is where the ecobee comes in. Rather than putting your thermostat in the center point and you having to keep going back to that thermostat to change the temperature, there are room sensors. Room sensors you can be placed. It comes with one extra room sensor in the box. You can buy more. But those room sensors go in the rooms that you occupy. And they have basically, room sensing technology that's essentially motion capability to know what room you're occupying at the time when you're at home. So, for instance, if I'm at home and I set my thermostat to 70 degrees, but I'm occupying my bedroom and it knows that I'm in my bedroom, it's going to ignore the temperature in the hallway, and it's going to base the temperature of the furnace at the room that I'm occupying that I have a sensor in. And that would be the bedroom. You can do this, and you can put sensors in every room in your house. The other big benefit to that is that you can monitor and know which rooms are hotter or colder than what they should be. And so you have an idea of which rooms may need more insulation down the road. So these smart sensors are not just to make the ecobee more efficient, they're also going to help you make your home more efficient in the end. And that is essentially how ecobee works with its room sensing technology. And if I didn't do a very good job at that, blast me in the comment section down below. So that's how it functions. Now, what I thought maybe the best next step would be is to head upstairs where I actually have it installed currently, and let's actually take a peek at it in its actual working environment. The new ecobee Smart Thermostat, I will say that if you've already watched the install video, you're going to see a lot of that, but I'm going to actually go and show you the menus and everything and how to actually use it. And then I can show you what this looks like in comparison to it as well. So let's head on upstairs and let's start with that. So here is my placement of the new Smart Thermostat, and if you want to see the ecobee 4 next to it, what you'll notice is essentially it looks exactly the same, with the one caveat being that the display, this is actually a one-piece molded piece of plastic, where this actually has a lip around it. I don't know if you can really see that very well, but this is glass, this is plastic. And so that's the big difference, obviously, between it in terms of looks. Essentially everything else, even the plate that it actually plugs into on the wall, is the same. I also have the shroud around it, which is optional. In my case, because my old thermostat was wider and you could actually see damage to the wall beyond what the ecobee was replicating or covering. So I used the shroud to cover that. Now, as you can see right here on my thermostat, it's 74 degrees in my hallway. I do not currently have the system on, so it says off. If I want to turn it on, I can just click on that, change it to cool, turn it on, change it to heat, set it to auto so it automatically determines what I want. Or in this case, because the windows are open in the house, I'm going to keep it off because we're just not in that hot or cold months right now. We're kind of in that intermixed, which is also make it a really good, easy time to finite and actually get your thermostat replaced. Down here, the second one in is our weather. Right now it's saying it's sunny outside, 75 and sunny. You can actually see what's coming up, the evening, the overnight, the morning, the afternoon, the day, the next day, excuse me. From there, I will notice this as well. Above the 74, you'll see a 36%, 35%. That's the relative humidity inside of my house at the thermostat. Once it gets really high, you'll feel it, but you can always check that at any time. Over here, we have the microphone. That, you can obviously use the wake word of you-know-who, your favorite assistant, or you can actually use the microphone button there. In this case, Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 6:51 p.m.
And you can see right there where they had the controls for audio controls. But you saw that blue bar up here that lights up. So you know exactly when she's actually hearing you and she's listening. Same thing goes with the microphone button here. You can actually change any of that and then use the push to talk. Second one here, we can actually change, basically these are the quick settings. Hey, I'm leaving, I'm just going to hit away for now. If I click away for now, if I come back to the front page, it's in, away, and holding. I can turn that off just by clicking that, and it goes back to my standard schedule. Same thing goes when you get home for now. Even if I'm outside gardening or something real quick, I want it to maintain like I'm being home, you can do that manually as well. Over to the bottom left, that's our menu. That's where we can really get into the system itself. System on and off, we already know how to get that through the main menu. But you can also turn the fan on. Sensors, we can actually see the sensors right now. I have that one in my kitchen sensor currently as well. And then I can also, say follow me, I can turn these features on and off. Comfort settings, I can change when I'm home, how hot or cold it's going to be during the summer or the winter months. You can save or cancel. Same with your away, you can change those as well. And when you're sleeping, you can change those as well. And I'm actually going to go back through those later and fully customize it myself. Comfort, that's what we just did. Vacation mode, if you're actually going to go on vacation, I can come in here and actually say I return, I depart on this date, I return on this date, and these settings, these are the settings I want to do while I'm away. You can do that in here. You can set that so if you have a vacation coming up in the future. Reminders and alerts. I want to be reminded, when my furnace filter needs changing or my UV lamp if you have one. Any of this stuff, you can be alerted. Also with low temp or high temp alerts, saying maybe your air conditioner broke down, and even though your thermostat's sending the information to turn on, it's not turning on. Once it hits a certain temperature, it'll alert you. I'm actually going to turn that temperature down a little bit because I do have dogs. So I don't really want it to get too hot to the point where I can't get home fast enough to save their life. Same thing with low temperature alert. Humidity alerts, everything. You can set these all in here, and it's all your preference. Settings and preferences, we can do in the time, the date and time, the Wi-Fi connection. Make sure we're connected to the Wi-Fi. If you change your router, you're going to come back in here and adjust that. You can also reset and restart if you want to reset back to factory defaults. You can do that in here as well. And then about is going to tell you about the thermostat itself. So that is the ecobee Smart, ecobee 5 Smart Thermostat. As for the room sensor itself, this is the new sensor, and if you want to see what the old sensor looked like, it's actually smaller in terms of frontal space, but it is thicker. So it does actually stick out, protrude from the wall a little bit more than the old one did. The old one, you actually took off the back cover. You could actually screw the cover to the wall and then just click this one in place. This one actually has a little mount that comes with it that you can screw in place. It also does come with a magnetic little stand, so if you don't want to put it on the wall but you actually want to set it on a shelf or something, it basically allows you to do however you want to do it. So works pretty good. The old one also came with a stand too, but the new stand is really nice. It's actually magnetically attached, so pretty nice in that. But that's the new smart sensor, which is a lot more accurate than these older sensors. So that's the big thing that they're including on the new ecobee 5. So some things to say about the new ecobee 5. Definitely from where they've come from the ecobee 4. First, it's the fastest, smartest, basically smart thermostat on the market today. The new chipset and everything that they put on the new one is faster. It also supports 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi spectrums, so it is a dual band rather than a single band spectrum. So that's a big thing for people out there that don't want to have everything just on 2.4 gigahertz. This does better with that. The new room sensor not only is, you can see how it's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit thicker. It has a substantially better battery life. We're looking at 5 years of battery life in that battery. It's a much larger battery in there, and it is just a coin cell replaceable battery, which is easy to replace, to be honest. You pop open the back, you throw it out just like the old one, essentially. But that battery now lasts 5 years. This is the only one that the smart sensors that actually come with it not only detect if somebody's in the room, so it detects that motion, but it also detects temperature. So it does both things at once within that room sensor. The new room sensor have a longer distance of transmission too, up to 60 feet from the new room sensor to the thermostat itself. So we're getting substantially better in terms of how far or how much of the house we can actually cover with these little room sensors that ecobee is actually putting in the box. And like I said, you can purchase more. Just like the old one, you could buy a 2-pack. I think it's like $79 for 2 of them. And you can buy up to 32 is how many you can put toward the smart thermostat. That is pretty awesome. Like I said before, glass display versus the old plastic display. Much more accurate in terms of its touchscreen responsiveness. There's a lot of big benefits that they put into this guy, and it's not doubling the price. You know, that's the big thing about it, is it's there to be better, but also to save you money. That's the point of the ecobee. That's been the point the entire time. And of course, the other big benefit to not only this one, but this is going to be all ecobees. They're designed for you to install yourself. They can be installed in less than 45 minutes. And if you're not, very comfortable, watch videos on how to do it. I've actually created a how to set up video with this one. Actually, that video is actually going from the old one, but it doesn't really matter. It actually is a full setup video. Please check it out. It's going to be in the description. So right at the top of the description, you'll see the install video link. Check it out there. The last 2 benefits that I wanted to touch on that they definitely did on the new ecobee Smart Thermostat that is upgraded from the ecobee 4 is, 1, the speaker itself. The actual speaker on the backside of the actual thermostat is a lot louder, about twice as loud in terms of its capability. So it's a lot easier to hear, and you can obviously adjust that volume just like you could on the old ecobee 4, but substantially louder and more capable. So that way, if you're actually going to want to use it to listen to music, it does sound substantially better than the ecobee 4 did. The other thing that they did is on the flip side of that. The actual the microphones, I'm sorry, that actually pick up your voice for when you're using the Amazon Assistant built in, is substantially better as well. It actually can pick you up more accurately from further away as well. I did notice an improvement in terms of its accuracy, is maybe the best way to put it. So that is, in essence, the new ecobee Smart Thermostat. Lots of great upgrades. They did, I mean, obviously, like I said before, they did this without jacking the price up. We're still looking at the same $249 that the ecobee 4 came out at. Solid item. I love the fact that the new battery life for the sensor is substantially better. It is a great smart thermostat. Now, like I said before, ecobee sent this over to me for me to test out prior to its release, which I really appreciate. I really do. And I love that I'm able to get at least my thoughts to them on this specific item. However, I don't see a whole lot going forward for huge improvement. I mean, they're polishing it to the point where it's working very, very well. Obviously, like Sonos, for instance, including more smart assistants built in might be a great way to look forward as well. I'm looking forward to what the future holds, but for what it is currently, this is a great iteration, a great product, and any of you out there that are looking to incorporate a smart thermostat into your home or upgrade your aging smart thermostat, this is an option that I highly recommend. I will put my channel's name on it if nothing else. They did not pay me to say this. I was allowed to say whatever I wanted to say, and in this case, fantastic thermostat. I would choose this in a heartbeat. If I was putting my own money in it, I would buy this in a heartbeat. No doubt, after owning one for several years now, the ecobee is a very, very solid implement into the smart home. So thanks for all of you that have made it to the end. Thank you very much. Please comment, subscribe, share this video, like it, give it a good thumbs up if you could for me. Let me know what you think of it. If you've actually been able to test maybe just even the ecobee 4. What do you think of the new one? Is it something that you'll upgrade to? Love to hear it. Comment below. Let me know. Otherwise, thanks for stopping by. Make sure you head over to Geek Smart to watch the install video. Like I said, it's going to be at the link's going to be towards the top of the description. I will also put links to where you can check it out on ecobee's page, where you can purchase this guy. As well as I'm going to put links to all the other ecobee videos that I've done, both review and install videos. So if you want to compare it to those videos when I did them, by all means do it. Those are older videos, but they're down below as well. So thanks for checking us out. Thanks for watching this video, and we will catch you back here for another future video review right here on techgooch. Thanks a lot, guys.